Hey everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Please join the Bybit competition that we're running right here. The WASOT 2024 live stream giveaway will commence on October the 29th, and you could be in with a chance to win a Rolex watch, a luxury yacht, or world travel tickets. All you've got to do is click the link in the video description, go along, sign up, put your name in the hat, job done, and you've got the chance to win one of these amazing prizes right here. Equally, join my crew, get involved in this competition, and let's smash it. Let's dive into the video right now and see what we can see, okay? So diving into XRP then, we've still not lost that low, have we, from September? So in theory, I'm going to go through this with you. We have been holding high-low structure way back there since July, you know, where we bought well, me personally, I bought a substantial amount of XRP. I do have my stop loss, basically. I've been moving it and moving it and moving it up the stairs to invalidate my theory right now. And obviously, if we do start to lose that September low, which we've currently held last week, amazing. If we do start to lose that, then I'll exit and I'll take profit on them buybacks, and then I'll, you know, project to the downside and look to buy back lower than that particular support, basically. So far so good. For those people paying attention, I did flip bearish on XRP in April. Once we see that, you know, three wave structure to the upside, I made an emergency video for yourselves. At that point I was projecting down to 5-wave move down for XRP to around about 0.40 cents at a minimal, and we tagged that, and we actually tagged the 786 as well. So I'm going to go through that with you. Now I do think that XRP is caught in a flag, and I've looked at this before, but equally within this flag there is another bullish pattern that's emerging. It's coming out the woodwork right now. I'm going to show you on the weekly time frame there's a potential pattern that's beginning to form. So I do think that XRP is in a flag from a 5-wave move in January 2023. Technically that's a bullish flag, basically, and I've traded these so many times in the past, micro and macro. So I am cautiously bullish here for XRP for a breakout, and since the buy zone in July we've actually been holding high-low structure. So I'll go through that in a moment with you. I was quite thorough in a video the other day. It was a bit long. I do apologize to those people that don't like long videos, but you know, I will make these macro videos now, you know, time and time again, but I just wanted to outlay some reasons why I do remain bullish on the macro, and obviously I'm looking for the invalidation of that. So I do think that, you know, XRP's been caught in a flag since July of 2023 right there, and it potentially bottomed a year later in 2024. So I'm looking at that opportunity right now, and obviously the invalidation is there, so please stay tuned to that invalidation. So taking a look at the CoinsKid.com index, for those people that paid attention to Bitcoin's video yesterday, I did show you a potential trade setup on a coin on here, and basically it was brought to my attention by the index that I've created for yourself. So a lot of people are saying, how do we use the index, on and so forth. I will try and get a tutorial out for the CoinsKid crew, you know, on how to use this particular index. But really simply, if Bitcoin has come up, which it has, and it's going sideways, which it has, it's boring, it's rubbish, it's just basically a snooze fest, price action basically. And equally XRP, which is, you know, what this video is about, and I'll get to the XRP chart in a moment with you. But if you see them coins doing that, coming up, consolidating the range, or having that correction or whatever, and, you know, holding structural support, then you look for other coins that are lagging basically. So last week we traded Bitcoin. It was a beautiful move, the bullish divergence down here, and I relayed this to you as it's coming down. If we see bullish divergence, this is an opportunity for those people paying attention. Beautiful high lows and lower lows, bullish divergence, rode it back up, amazing. So there is equally another coin here yesterday which I relayed to the CoinsKid crew, Kaspa yesterday. Okay, nice little indication, because on the micro what we've got, if you take a look, and there's some other opportunities, you've got Cardano, you've got what we've got Chainlink right now, we've got ICP, we've got buy warning of CAS, which I showed you yesterday, and equally STX, IMX, RVA, all buy warnings at the moment. Okay, and obviously the inverse of that is the fact that what we've got is sell warnings on Tron, and the macro we've got sell warnings. So really simply, macro, if you see it really taking off into the space, you don't necessarily want to be buying that. I went through that yesterday with Sui on the Bitcoin video right there. Buy big green candles, you get big red dildos. But if it's basically in the buy zone, in a bull market, this is, you know, the coins that you want to be buying. Because last week, I think not last week, a couple of weeks ago, I was looking at this particular indication, I've created it for you, was W. And this was my primary expectation. It was a couple of weeks ago, around about here. I said to you, I think we'll rally into 20 and have a correction, because we're getting a bull div off the bottom, and that played out like an absolute boss. It was a nice little trade, around about 40% for myself and the CoinsKid crew. For those people that were listening, a few weeks ago, W was a green buy. So, you know, that played out like an absolute boss. We don't see many green buys at the moment. So going down the list, what I'm looking for is the micro trades for you. Okay, so in and out, day trading basically. So at the moment we're getting a bit of a warning shot on Tron. So we take a quick look at that for a short up. At the moment that's taken off into space. I think possibly what we've done here, we've got some kind of ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and right now we've got an ABC coming back to this buy zone. So for me, I wouldn't be buying this, because we do have a bearish divergence just there on the daily. So right now this is offering a short opportunity for me. I'll look for a little short up on the micro time frames. I'll relay that to the Discord, because basically if you went went short from this point right now, you're looking at a whopping 12% short up on this particular project. So if we zoom in on the 4 hour, at the moment we're getting really overbought, so we'll keep an eye for the bearish divergence. On the hourly, let's take a look. Yeah, we're creating a nice bearish divergence at the moment. Got this high, level high. Right now you've got a bearish divergence, so possibly some kind of ABC within itself that comes back down to this level here. Look at that God candle back test. Really simple trading. So again, you know, I wouldn't be buying this. You know, a lot of people, they buy the big green candles and they get shafted by the big red dildos, and the buy high, sell low. You know, what I've taught you over the many years, for example, look at this. You're trending down like this and you're getting this bullish divergence at the bottom. This is where you buy. You don't buy this, okay, because you're going to get this. You're going to get shafted. You buy big green candles, you're going to get big red dildos. Where you want to be buying is all the bullish divergence that you see when you're coming down the stairs for the retracements, and this is something I taught you, and this is what we're looking at on one of the coins I'm going to show you in a moment, which I relayed to the CoinsKid crew. So possibly keep an eye on the hourly time frame. We are creating a bearish div. If we start to come up again, a little breakout like that, then boom, you're creating a higher bearish div, with basically a higher high. So there may be a little short up on Tron going forward, and I'll try and relay that to the CoinsKid crew, because on the daily, I think I've just looked at that, there is an overextension and a level of resistance that we broke out of just there for Tron that's not been back tested, and we do have a 5-wave counter here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right now. Possible A, B, C wave correction back down. Nice little short up on that coin, so I'll keep updated and post it in the Discord as and when I see it. But going down the list here, there was a coin that I relayed yesterday in the Bitcoin video, and I know this is an XRP video and people get annoyed that I show trade setups and things like that, but I'm just trying to show you how to use CoinsKid.com to make money on a daily basis using the index here. Microgrid looking for longs and microgrid looking for shorts. Really, really simple. And then obviously the macro looking for spot entry points. Really, really simple. So going down here, what we do have is CAS. So let me dive into the CAS chart right now to show you the setup that I'm looking at on CAS, okay? So looking at CAS on the 4-hourly time frame, I'll get to the XRP chart in a moment with you, but I do try and look for trades and teach you in the channel how to trade and, you know, look for opportunities. And one of the things we look for at the top is bearish divergences to build our confluence to go short, and equally, you know, bullish divergence at the bottom to build the confluence to go long. And this is something I teach you, especially on the 4-hourly time frame. It's a very important time frame. It's sort of mid-term, you know, micro to macro. So it's a very important time frame that I keep an eye on for yourselves. So we're doing something here for this particular chart that we've done before. So I'm going to relay this to you and show you that we may have a nice little setup here. And I did relay this yesterday for the CoinsKid crew. And obviously I'm looking for the invalidation in the short term. So basically I'm currently long on this particular coin. Okay, so we ran this at 20, got rejected, and we're coming back right now, and everyone's flipping a nut and getting really bearish on this coin. But what we've done, if you take a look from this pivot point here, we've got a 1 into a 2 into a 3 into a 4 into a 5. So we've got a 5-wave counter anyway to at least come back into this zone here. So I think this is a nice little trade for myself and the CoinsKid crew. A very minimal risk trade. If we get stopped out, it is what it is. I do apologise. So that's exactly where I've got my stops right now. 0, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Whatever exchange you're using, whether it be Bybit, BitGet, whatever, that pivot low is your stop loss, okay? Or you could even put it a little bit below just to negate the stop pump, basically. But this is a trade I'm looking at right now, and I think it's got an increased probability of playing out because of what we've seen here in the candlestick formation from the downtrend here in the 5-wave move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, on this channel we love the 5-wave counter anyway, but what we've got is a nice little candlestick formation right there with bullish divergence to accompany it. We've got a 3 white soldier candlestick formation, so it's not a 100% guarantee that's it, it's going to take off into space, it's the bottom, but it increases the probability of a trend reversal. So you come down in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves, and right now we're looking at retracement of 20, got rejected, looking for the high low to turn around and make this reversal pattern here where we do start to carve you know, a journey towards that God candle back test, which is around about 0.1569973.9 at a minimal. So from this point right now, you could simply go long on Bybit with a minimal stop loss of around about 2.65% for a trade in front of you of a potential turnaround, around about 16.12% at minimal. Nice little trade for the CoinsKid crew right there. So as this happened before, let's move to the left, and we're looking for bullish divergence at the bottom of a correction, basically. So we've got this big wick, we came up like this, we're coming back, filling this wick, and right now we're creating a bullish divergence on the 4-hourly time frame right at the bottom with a potential 3 white soldiers and a possible turnaround up into that resistance, okay? So if we move to the left, there was no bull div just there, there was no bull div just there, no bull div just there, there wasn't any just there, and we're looking for pivot points. So just there was a little bit of a bull div just there on this low, so you got that low there, you got that low there, and then you've bolted. So it's a very similar structure right now. So let's take a look at this. You've got this wick, you've come up like this, and you retrace into this wick without losing it, and right at the bottom you've got a nice little bull div, pretty much like what we're creating right now, where you've got these lower lows in the index and the high lows in the RSI. you're doing pretty much what you've done just there as well. You ran into the 20, looking for the higher low, and then you break out, and then that's it. You're taking off into space. You're doing incredibly well right there for CAS. Okay, so I can't guarantee it will do this, but I'm looking at previous price structure, not necessarily to guarantee future price structure, but to give us a clue what we could be expecting. So from here on this bull pivot, you know, you've got basically a higher low in the RSI, your lower lows in the index. You've come up into 20, ABC back down into this wick, held it and broken out. So where did that retrace to? So from this pivot high to this low, this is an ABC coming back, held this low, and then it broke out, didn't it? So again, this is just something you could actually wait for, and I do relay this many times that, you know, to increase the probability of the long opportunity for CAS and many other coins, you could just simply wait for what we got there, the close above the 20 EMA from the pivot low. Really simple. So you could wait for that to increase probability with your stop loss on the pivot low to negate the trade. But from here, where did we retrace to? So from that pivot high to the pivot low, we was looking at retracement, and we slam banged in 786. So basically a 1 into a 2 into a huge 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth, ABC, and then we continued your show right there. So we got the retracement into 786 fib on a bull div. So let's move to the right now and see where we are in this particular time frame for CAS. Okay, so we're doing something pretty similar, but on a macro, big wick, come up like this, filling it. Oh no, it's going to 0, but we've got a bull div right at the potential bottom, and right now we've got a potential reversal here. So let me look at where we've retraced to. Ran into 20 like we did off that previous reversal. So again, this is trading. Again, I've not got a crystal ball, but I'm just trying to teach you right now. We come back, slam back down to 786. Look at that. So we've had the 786 retracement, and right now put your stop loss on the 1 fib at 0.1312, and right now build some positions to go long back into that level there. This might be the bottom of this correction for this particular project, some kind of big ABC correction coming back down. So from this point right now, to increase the probability of this trade playing out, you could just simply wait for the close back above the 20 EMA, and then put your stop loss on the previous pivot low to negate that particular trade going forward, because then that will really increase the probability of the reversal here in this particular chart. So the previous bull div on the 4-hourly time frame played out. Will this one play out? I can't guarantee it will, but this is what I'm trying to do in the channel. I'm trying to educate you, you know, in the channel to go long, go short, and obviously always apply stop loss. If you do entertain this trade today, I will entertain this trade absolutely, but if you do entertain this trade today, always apply a minimal stop loss to minimize your risk, and don't be an over leveraged degen, and don't go in with your life savings. Use something like 5% of your account or something if you're going to execute this trade with me. Okay, so that's basically trading and riding the waves for you. Kaspa, looking at a long op with a stop loss on this pivot low on whatever exchange you're using. I wish you luck in this trade, okay, and don't shoot the messenger if it goes against us. Let's dive into the XRP chart right now to see what we can see. Okay, so looking at XRP on the daily, really simply, we've come up from left to right, holding a series of high lows month on month. That's July, August, September, and right now we're holding another high low in the month of October. So we've got basically 4 higher lows there in consecutive order, month after month. So basically the 6th, the 5th, the 6th, and then the 3rd, where we're making high lows. So structurally we're looking okay, although obviously it doesn't feel like it. Structurally from this low here, which is an anticipated retracement right there for XRP, we're making these high lows. You know, it's basically compression, so we're doing okay at the moment. So my invalidation, really simple, if we break down below that September low, and I've relayed this to you, that's my sell order. That's where I'll execute a sell order on XRP. I'll jump ship and I'll take profit on the bags that was buying here for XRP against herd mentality. This was my primary expectation way back here as we start to drop, and I'll go through that with you. My primary expectation was this buyback here on this wick around about 0.40 for XRP, and you know, I'm looking to lock in 25% profit. At the moment I'm actually up on that buyback around about 32% on XRP, but I will exit if we lose this structural low, because this is one thing I'm looking at right now. This here is a 1 into a 2 into a 3 into a 4 into a 5. I think that at the minute this is a correction coming back, looking to hold that low, because simply what we're doing at the moment, we're making these high lows month on month. Okay, and really simple technical analysis. Now in the short term, I'm going to zoom in on a moment, there may be a reversal pattern that's forming just there, and just like the one I've shown you on CAS, we've ran into the 4-hourly 20. We're looking for high low structure before the break into this god candle back test, where we do start to carve out some kind of structural reversal here before breaking out of this compression pattern from left to right for XRP. That's my primary expectation at the moment. The invalidation is really simple, and I've relayed this to you so many times. Lose this pivot low in September from which you've come, I think we've got to project to the downside at that point. But I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt, because you know, one thing I'm seeing here which I'm not seeing you know, basically here, and this is why I did flip bearish on XRP at this point, for those people that remember, and I did make an emergency video for you, that this price action here was a 3-wave structure into this level of resistance. across. I don't necessarily see it with this leg here, unless it's obviously some kind of ABC coming up and there's a 5-wave move up and then we're getting a big drop. This is why at this point I will exit at this point, because I think, okay, you're creating that bearish structure because you're losing the structure of uptrend structure. Really simple, okay? Can't make it any more simpler. So that's my invalidation. Really simple. Lose that. It's the same with Bitcoin. Lose that. Okay, XRP could be in a bit of trouble here and we're looking for lower lows, and at that point I'll try and find them lows. But at the moment what we've got here, which made me flip bearish on XRP, was a 3-wave move, and I did relay this to you. This is a warning shot, to the perma bulls, that all we're doing is we trace into that low in a 3-wave move. That was incredibly bearish, and I said that to you, okay? And at that point, as we start to come down like this, I was looking at a 5-wave move down into my buy zone, which is really simple. From March, the ascending triangle, we broke out the God candle back test and we never back tested it. That was my buy zone, and so far so good. We're up roughly around about 33%, and if we break down below this support, which negates this potential bullish setup, I will sell my megs at 25% profit. It is that simple. I can't make it any more simpler than that, okay? Now at that point, I'll become a little bit bearish in the short term and project to the downside. But all I'm doing at the moment, and this is one of the reasons why I was looking at this correction at this point, there was a monster bear div, as well as many other factors, and equally a 5-wave move up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on this channel, we love the 5-wave counter in any direction. For example here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We countered that, and I relayed that on Twitter whilst I was away on holiday. Got the big flush back down into that God candle back test. Then we came up in a massive move, and then we had another flush back into that God candle back test. And as this was taken off into space, everyone's saying no way, no way, no way. But we got the flush back down into that God candle back test right there. So I don't, and again, I'm not a perm bull, whatever. I don't see any more God candle back tests to the left. This might be the go time for XRP. And this last little flush out is a bear trap, okay? And this little flush out was basically a bear trap. So I wish you all the most luck, but there's many things that are lining up right now for this potential move here for XRP, that this is basically a 1 into a 2, something like this, before a major vertical in this particular chart. And what we've done from left to right is really, really simple. We've got compressed, making a series of higher lows and higher highs, lower highs, sorry, and higher lows. And this is it. This is your go time. This is the first impulse correction, and right now it's a 1-2 setup of a large, vertical third wave here. So I wish you the most luck. And the invalidation in the short term, can't relay it enough, is that low that you've come from in September. Really was simple. So that's the invalidation. Break down below that, I'm out, and I'll project lower, and I'll take my profit on the bags that I bought in July when everyone was extremely fearful. So that was my buyback. Now what is the pattern XRP's creating? Okay, so really simply, I'm going to zoom in on the 4-hourly moment, but I'm going to show you the macro move and the macro pattern on the weekly time frame that's beginning to carve out in this potential flag that we've got right here for XRP. Let me zoom out on the weekly time frame, then I'm going to zoom in on the 4-hourly and show you the setup going forward, okay? Look at XRP on a weekly time frame. At the moment we're doing okay, but obviously we want to see a level of resistance broken here. There was a very important pivot point in the charts here for XRP. So I'll go through this with you. Now what we've got is a very strong pivot point there, equally there, equally there. So we're making a series of high lows since this March bottom in 2020. A few years later we've made this low, and a few years later we've made this low, so on and so forth. So year on year we are making structural high lows, just like on the daily we're making them structural high lows as well. So if we break down, that's bearish, and obviously the structural high lows that we're creating, if we break down, that's bearish as well, because you're losing market structure of an uptrend basically. Although obviously we're not making high highs, because what we're getting really simply from left to right is compression. Okay, really, really simple to see. From left to right, we're getting pivot points of compression of support and pivot points of compression of resistance. So like I said to you, from left to right, bull market top, bear market bottom, retracement, 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 retracement. It's getting tight. So from here, we're getting these real strong pivot points with compression from left to right, possibly some kind of whopping horizontal where we're getting really close to the apex, and the compression is getting even greater. And it's like getting squished up like a bar of soap between your hands, and eventually it's going to come out, whether or not it rolls down or shoots off into the ceiling. Who knows? No one's got a crystal ball, but I'm trying to find the clues as we get really close to this compression pattern. So what we've got here, in my opinion anyway, that gives us a bit of a clue that we are actually bullish for XRP until we start to see data suggest otherwise. Really simple. 5-wave macro impulsive wave, which is basically leading diagonal off this pivot low, and right now we've got this overlapping corrective wave. This nature of this particular pattern is corrective coming back. We've got these key pivot points. So again, if we do start to break down, and you've had this sort of WXY correction, and if you do start to come up and break down, then we just got to target this neckline for another buyback, and that will be my target. If we do start to lose this low, sweep this low, I'll be looking for buybacks on this neckline, and it's an even greater correction than I actually envision here. but you know, going to give it the benefit of that. This is a 5-wave move, 1 2 3 4 5, that's come down to that zone right now, my buyback zone on this gold candle backtest. I don't see any other buybacks below, which again increases the probability of a, you know, another correction coming down even lower. I just don't see it. So right now I think that that is the correction, and given the, you know, the setups that I'm seeing in many other charts of DXY, the S&P 500, you know, that risk is actually on the table here, and we're looking for this vertical across the board. So basically the structure is there for the uptrend, but right now you can clearly see we've got the high, the low, the high, so on and so forth. But right now we've just got to see it maintained. Really simple. So what is the pattern? Right towards the compression of this potential flag, some kind of WXY correction here for XRP. So a 5-way move up, pull back. Oh no, it's going to 0, then break out. What is the pattern? So really simply, again, and this is something you could wait for, that we do have a neckline here for XRP on the weekly time frame. We keep struggling to get above this neckline here. See this close? Basically we close there, and we're struggling to get above it, and we keep getting rejected. So this is a very important trend line. 06618. We see a weekly close above that pivot point. I think we're getting a confirmed breakout here of a potential inverse head and shoulders, which is beginning to emerge in the charts here. So here's your left shoulder, this was your big head, and right now you're coming up getting rejected, trying to carve out the right shoulder. You see a weekly close above 06599. You're getting a breakout, okay, right on cue. So from there to there, you're looking at a nice little move. At that point, you know, from this pivot point here, you're creating highs, high lows, and then you're going to start to create the high structure where you take out that important pivot point, which in my book is breaking out of the, you know, the big compression pattern from left to right. You are actually taking out now, you know, you're creating this high low structure from this point. So that is just something you could actually wait for. Just wait for a weekly close above 06559, 06599 for a confirmation break of, you know, a high low structure even before breaking the high, basically, because you're getting a technical target of a pattern. So the invalidation of that particular pattern is really simple. It's the head from which you've come in July. So if you start to break down below that, then you're invalidating this potential inverse head and shoulders pattern there, which is a confirmed breakout of a high structure. Really simple, because that's your previous pivot point. And this is something I said to you, you know, we've got to take out that pivot point and these pivot points to break the lower high structure, which is what we currently find ourselves in. So this is a setup right now that I'm looking at, a potential inverse head and shoulders pattern, where right now we're actually carving out the right shoulder into the leg of resistance of a weekly close above 06550, 06598, where we take out these pivot points, get the weekly close above, is a looking glass to a potential breakout to a technical target of an inverse head and shoulders of roughly $1.12. Really simple. And at that point, you're breaking out. You're making higher highs. You're making high low structure from these key pivot points where you're making lower high structure. Do you understand? You're getting a confirmed breakout. So that is something we need to just be patient and wait for the charts to reveal within itself. So there may be a clue there. And there was something we did here way back when. You know, I wasn't making videos for you guys here, but we did a very similar structure. You've got your left shoulder, your head, your right shoulder, you broke out and started to take off right there. So we're looking for that, a little inverse head and shoulders on this neckline. Hold this head around about 03808, 03803 to hold this particular inverse head and shoulders pattern going forward. I wish you all the utmost luck with that. So going forward, we have to hold the head for this particular right shoulder to break out, and the confirmed breakout 06599. I think we're taking off right there. Really simple. And from this point, then my primary count, which is this, basically the A, the B, the C. This is a 1 into an overlapping zigzag 2, a WXY, and right now it's a 1 into a 2, looking for the 3 to the breakout to continue. And we've got really compressed right towards the apex where we are beginning to break out here for XRP. So let me dive into the 4-hourly time frame now to see what we can see for XRP, okay? Looking at XRP on the 4-hourly time frame, equally there may be a trade here as well, so keep an eye on this. At the moment, you could just go long on Bybit or BitGet. It's entirely up to you, and put your stop loss on this low here to negate this potential trade setup going forward, because we may have seen a little 1 2 3 4 5 setup here, and we may be going through this ABC back down to this low before we do turn around. Pretty much like we did here. You got 1 2 3 4 5 setup, ABC breakout just there. Look at this beautiful move into the 20, rejected, and then broke out just there. Beautiful move in the 20, rejected, and then broke out. So basically we're doing something we've done before. So will we do it again? I can't guarantee we will, but so far we are. We're retracing the 20 on the 4-hour, looking for the higher low, retracing to 24-hour, looking for the higher low, move back up. Retracing 20, high low, move back up. Retracing 20, high low, move back up. So if we take a look at this right now, we do have a potential micro impulsive move here, and then an ABC that we're following right now for XRP. So really simply, what we're doing from this pivot high is retracing to that pivot low that we put in last Thursday. Currently, we found support on the golden ratio around about 0.618. If it does get a little bit nasty, you could build some bids right now on Bybit and put bids on the 786 at 0.513. 051532, and then put your stop loss around about 1.57% below. If this is a little ABC after a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 micro move up, and we've got an ABC coming back like this, this could be the sweet spot. 786 with a very minimal stop loss on this pivot low last week, around about 050733. On Bybit or Bit gets entirely up to you, and then put bids on the 786 for the potential turnaround of a 1 into an ABC2, and then we start to get this party started here, and we're looking for a retracement into that God candle back test. So I'm always trying to find a minimal risk trades for you. This could be one on XRP, okay, because we are pretty much doing what we've done before on these bottoms basically, and there is a bullish divergence that I relayed to you equally on the 4 hour on these pivot points for XRP. So you've got your low just there, and always use your candle bodies. So basically we've got higher lows, fractional high lows, and then in the pivot points just here we've got lower lows. So it's a bullish divergence on these key pivot points, okay? So low, higher low, low, lower low. It's a bullish divergence. And at that point, if we start to come up in 20, roll over, bounce off of 786, it's still a higher low, pretty much like what we did here. 20, high low breakout, 20, high low breakout, 20 high low breakout. So I wish utmost look, that's a little trade going forward for XRP. Obviously the negation is this pivot low that we put in last week, whatever exchange you're using, that's your pivot low, that's your stop loss right there for XRP, okay? We should look with this trade. If you're looking to trade XRP, don't be a degen, don't go with your life savings. The links in the video description. I wish you all luck with this trade, okay? Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care everyone, back to a new update on XRP. Bye bye.